Yeah, bro. Abs-
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Personal Trainer Network. Today, I'm very happy to have Nigel Rubio back again on the channel. You guys enjoyed some videos with him before, so let's get right into the discussion. Today, we're going to be talking about fitness from the male perspective. We're going to be talking about everything to do with questions related to being a guy, how training can go, what goals you have specifically, whether it's weight loss, weight gain. So I'm going to be asking Nigel a couple questions. We're going to be answering them, talking about just tips we can give to men, and there will also be a female conversation as well too. So stay tuned for that, and make sure you guys go like the video, you subscribe, and you go follow Nigel. He's posting more and more dope content, so make sure you guys go check him out. So Nigel, do you have anything to say before we start, or?
no, you pretty much covered it all, man. That was excellent. But yeah, like Malik said, we're always gonna be dropping videos, so check back weekly, check back daily. We're always got some new content coming out to sure, provide some knowledge, provide some value for you guys.
Mm-hmm. We want to help people better themselves and become the best version of themselves. So that's what it's about more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
I think every personal trainer's passion should be helping people. Should
Definitely,
be
definitely.
focusing on improving people's lives, giving people tips and knowledge to help them. Okay, so first question is coming from a friend of mine named Zach. He wants to know what's the best way to fix being skinny fat. Is it cardio? Is it resistance training? Is it an amalgamation of both? So, what are your thoughts on that, Nigel?
Skinny fat's one of my favorite like terms lately that's come up.
Yeah, it is.
I think the quickest way to fix your skinny fat problem is, for me personally, I think weight training. I always go strength training, some type of resistance training. Because if you're already skinny, so you're not necessarily looking to cut. We're looking, I think, more so to put on that muscle mass to give you more of that lean cut look. And so that I would say, like, at that point, you can almost really tweak your diet and figure out, do you need to be in a caloric deficit? Do you need to be in maybe a caloric surplus right now? And really focus on, because you're going to be doing more weight training, you're going to really focus on getting in proper protein amounts and just feeding the muscles the energies that they need. But yeah, I would say to fix that is probably leaning more. And you can start with just body weight stuff. If you don't have that much muscle, start with body weight, start with calisthenics, get into just building that endurance in your body, and then start tacking on the weight and see how that goes.
Yeah. See, the thing is, and this is the big thing that people don't really talk about. Resistance training provides so much value into a person's lives because it does everything that you need it to do. It helps build strength. It also helps tone. Depending on what your goals are, you could go more in the hypertrophy end, which is more reps, less weight, but you can add more reps, more sets, and that can help you lean out and build that muscle tone that you're looking for. Depending on what your goals are, also resistance training can help with weight loss, can help shed that extra fat you have on your body as well too. Cardio is good, it can be helpful, but resistance training is a great thing. If you're trying to build muscle, if you're trying to get that physique that you've always wanted, like Nigel said, protein intake is crucial. You have to be making sure you're keeping track of the amount of protein you're putting into your body. So when we talk about caloric surplus, doesn't necessarily mean you need to be eating drastically more, right? You might just have to add more protein into your meals, right? So that may mean maybe you're eating almonds randomly throughout the day when you're hungry, or maybe you're having more meat added to your different meals throughout the day. It depends on every person. I would say just keep track of your caloric intake. If you have MyFitnessPal, use it. See what you can do to build that, and just figure out what works best for your body. And it's always great to consultate with trainers. So hit up Nigel, hit up me, hit up any of the trainers that you've seen in the videos. If you have any questions, let them know. Okay. So the next question is, should I eat before a workout? This is an interesting one.
Definitely. I think, but I think, man, honestly, a lot of times I think it always comes down to the individual person. And so for me, like if you can eat right before the workout and nothing happens, go ahead, great. If you find that you're eating an hour or two before and you're still getting like cramps, maybe don't. try to eat something 3 hours before, a banana, 2 apples, something like that, that is going to digest and break down quickly so that it's not still in your stomach by the time you start that workout.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Sometimes you got to try different things. It could always be like, it could be a shake. It doesn't always have to be solid food right before the workout.
Yeah.
And same thing after. I always say, like, for like protein synthesis and uptaking nutrients and things like that, I try to always recommend like raw, whole, like real food in a sense, not always a
Yeah.
smoothie after. Because
Mm-hmm.
I like, you're still gonna get the same amount of nutrients per se. I just
Mm-hmm.
personally find like you get a bit of a better intake from a natural, more organic source of it.
Yep.
But yeah, prior to working out, find what works. Because something like, for myself, I do my workouts early in the morning, so I don't really have
Mm-hmm.
anything in the tank. I just have water throughout the workout, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll go and eat right afterwards and things like that. But again, it's different for everybody. So I've had clients that have to eat like 2 hours before they come work out and they feel great, or sometimes they eat
Yep.
like 45 minutes and they feel fine. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, varies person to person, but just try different things out.
Yeah. Only thing I would add to that, like I said, like Nigel said, he doesn't eat before he works out. That's kind of me, but I'm also weird in the sense where I wake up in the morning and like I'll go and I'll work out pretty much right after I wake up. Like I'll, you know, obviously
Yeah.
brush my teeth, get ready and stuff. But I like to work out in the morning. I like to start my day off with the workout. It always help fuels me and everything. So I'm not really somebody who does eat, but I do think that depending on the type of a person you are, when you work out during the day, yes, I would say eat before. Gives you extra fuel, gives your body that extra sort of push it needs to get through
Hmm.
the workout. So that's always the best approach. And like you said, it's depending on you. Every person is different. Every person has a different approach to life. So you have to just figure out what works best for you and go with that.
Yeah.
It's always intuitive. Okay. Third question. What are your thoughts on supplements? How do you feel about supplements and people who use supplements on a daily basis to help them in their fitness journey?
I'm fine with it. You know what I mean? I'm not against it in any way where it's like, oh, it's
Mhm.
detrimental to your health and things like that. But again, I think that's one of the main kind of golden rules in the fitness industry is like everything in moderation. You don't want
Mhm.
to be too extreme with anything. And I think maybe my main concern would just be that if someone is very extreme with their supplement intake, like, are you hindering, or is that going to be like a negative effect on what your body naturally produces, right? Because
Yep.
there's always reports where if you're naturally, giving your body an increased dosage of X and
Mhm.
it realizes that it's always getting that much, it'll
Mhm.
stop producing that much. And then when you hop off of that supplement, all of a sudden
Mhm.
it's like, yo, what are you talking about? I thought you were the one making that. So it's definitely a situation where be mindful of what you're putting in your body. Make sure they're natural, good supplements, that they don't have
Mhm.
extra additives and things like that in them that's going to make it an unhealthy thing.
Mhm.
Um, and again, I always tell people, watch what you're putting in your body. So ask yourself
Yep.
why you're taking supplement. Figure it out. I see a lot of people take like the staple ones, your fish oils, your omega 3s, things like that for joint pain, for inflammation,
Mhm.
which I'm fine with. So I think as long as it's not having a negative effect on your body, then
Mhm.
more power to you.
Yeah. So my thoughts on supplements is very, very simple. I think you should only take them if you're missing some sort of
Yeah,
part of your diet, some sort
yeah,
of your nutrition that you need. Because a lot of times supplements are for replacement for things that people lack, right?
yeah.
Like some
That you
people
want
are
to
low
get.
in some people are low in iron, right? So they need more iron in their system, right? And they're not in they don't really like eating high iron foods. Like people don't want to eat liver, you know.
Yeah,
So that's
absolutely.
something that I think you can do. But I would say do your research, figure out exactly what's best for you. If you can talk to your doctor,
Mm-hmm.
ask them if that's the right approach, and then if you have a trainer friend, talk to them. If not, you DM Nigel, DM me,
Yeah,
whatever. Ask questions. It's always okay to ask questions and to sort of be figuring it out on the fly. Nobody knows the answer to every question, so
facts.
as I myself can say, I do research all the time, right? Because I don't
Yeah,
want to be somebody who just speaks out of their, but and
yeah,
likes
yeah,
to just talk off cuff. So I try to sort of live by that sort of standard. But
yeah,
that's basically it.
for sure, bro.
Yeah, anything else to add or no?
No, I think you hit it on the head there with the fact that like if you need it and you're not getting it in your diet, then
Mhm.
definitely look for some kind of supplement to make sure that your body is getting that the crucial amount of nutrients, macro, micro, whatever it is, to just function properly so that you aren't going to be left in a bad state.
Exactly. Okay. Next question. How do I get started working out? I guess it's for beginners.
Um, oh, just pick anything you enjoy. That's like if there I
Mhm.
guess it depends what's the hardest struggle about getting into it. If it's a finding the time kind of thing, then you got to
Mhm.
make it a priority, right?
Mhm.
You've got to write down what you're doing with your day and find a way to fit it in and make working out a priority. If it's
Mhm.
okay, now I have the time, but I don't know what to do, easy. Just one, Google's always there for you. And if you're not
Yep.
trusting anything on Google, one thing that I love to always just recommend is like there's five things I try to always have in a workout. So if I
Mhm.
don't know what I want to do that day, I'm always
Mhm.
gonna have some kind of push, some kind
Mhm.
of pull,
Mhm.
some kind of hinge, like a deadlift or something like a kettlebell swing, some type of squat, doesn't matter if it's single legged, double legged, and then some kind of carry. So push,
Mhm.
pull, hinge, squat, carry. As long as you always
Yep.
have those five things, you've pretty much got a really complete workout. Like it's gonna
Mhm.
more or less cover everything, right? You do push-ups, you do pull-ups, you do a squat, a deadlift, and then you do a farmer's carry, covers everything, right? And then from there, as you get better, you can start and then modify. Say for 3 weeks,
Mhm.
your hinge movement is a regular deadlift, and then for 3 weeks after that, you turn it into a single leg deadlift, or you turn it into a
Mhm.
kettlebell. There's always ways to progress it, and then that way your body doesn't it's going to adapt, and that's the beauty of it. It's going to get
Exactly.
stronger with what you're putting
Yep.
it through, and then you got to increase the intensity. And so yeah, I think if that's the case, and so your issue there. If your issue is you don't have the time to do it,
Mhm.
find a way, prioritize. Now that you have the time, you don't know what
Mhm.
to do, those are your five things. If those five things still aren't working, or you've done all of those things and it's still not working, start from
Mhm.
scratch. Find something,
Exactly.
pick a movement you enjoy. For me, I'm lazy. I love deadlifts. I love just the simple act of,
Yeah.
bro, pick it up, put it back down. That's all I got to do.
Exactly.
So I can go to the gym and say, someone says to me, today we're testing our max deadlift. Dope. That's
Mhm.
easy for me. Like I'm gonna mentally enjoy that. And I think that's a big
Mhm.
thing too. If you already go into the workout hating it, you're never gonna want to go back the next day or try to even push
Exactly.
yourself through the rest of that workout. So
Exactly.
I would say, yeah, those are some of the key points there to look out for.
Yeah. Whenever people ask me like, "Oh, how do I get started working out?" or like,
Yeah.
I used to work out, but I lost the motivation. The crazy thing about working out is a like huge general topic. You know what I mean?
Oh,
There's so many different aspects of it, right? Like you can find millions of workouts on YouTube that you can use, which are great assets, right? On social media, there's hundreds of thousands of TikTok videos of some guy, doing, or some guy or some girl doing donkey kicks, or
yeah.
squats, or something. So you can follow along those. If you don't have a lot of time, like Nigel said, make some time in your day. The crazy thing is, people, and I'll let you know, this is the truth. A good workout doesn't have a specific time limit. It doesn't. A good workout
Fact.
is
Yep.
a person putting in the the proper amount of work for a specific time. A workout could be 20 minutes, and if you
Yeah.
push yourself for that 20 minutes, it can be the most fulfilling workout. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be a 2 hour thing. Yes, it's good to take your time in the gym, but not everybody has that time in the day. So, I would say start off with something simple. Like Nigel said, you can do, the push, the pull, the hip hinge, the squat, and the carry. Or if anything, you don't know any of that stuff is and you have no experience with that, just walk. Just walk for 20 minutes a
Yeah.
day. Just literally
Yeah.
go and walk.
Absolutely.
Go on bike rides. I'm telling you, it's gonna change your life
Yeah.
doing that. Consume more
Yeah.
water and just walk. That's it.
Yeah.
Start off with that, get used to that, and then you can start going into more complicated things. Build yourself up. Like
Yeah.
he said, do something for 2 to 3 weeks, then you progress it. Right. So let's say you walk for 10 minutes. 2 weeks from now, you walk for 25 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like you push yourself,
Yeah.
continue challenging yourself, and you do
Yeah.
those things. Best approach. Okay. And then final question.
Definitely. Definitely.
this one, I don't know. You can't really answer this one
Okay.
properly, but
Hmm. Okay.
how long does it take to get in shape?
Okay. Okay. That's again going back to that golden rule. Everything in like moderation. Everything takes time.
Yeah.
It depends on yeah, that individual, right? It depends on what their version of in shape is, right?
Yeah.
And where they're at that very moment when they're envisioning that, right?
Hmm.
So everyone's got a different starting point. Everyone's gonna have a different finish line.
Hmm.
And I think it
It's
depends on
so
your intent. Yeah, it's a tough question
it's tough,
because
man.
you can kind of gauge it with time and intensity, right? So
Hmm.
if you are putting in 2 times a week, you're going hard, say maybe 8 weeks. But then if you
Hmm.
go 3 times a week and you're working hard, maybe 6 weeks, right? If you're going 5 days a week and you're working your butt off, man, you could definitely see results in a matter of
Hmm.
maybe 4 weeks, right? But
Hmm.
again, it's not something that I'll ever guarantee someone results by this
Hmm.
date. The
Yeah.
body works the way it works, and
Hmm.
everyone's individual, right? So some
Hmm.
people, they might have just like they might put on muscle mass faster than somebody else. It could
Hmm.
just be a simple genetic thing. It could be nutrition. It could be tons of different factors.
Yeah.
And so I think, yeah, definitely when you're starting out, talking to a trainer like one of us or anyone else that is at least knowledgeable in the industry that can
Hmm.
provide you with a bit of a timeline, with a realistic timeline too,
Hmm.
right? Because you're going to get lots of people that are like, yo, get fit in 30 days, drop all this weight. And
That's
yeah,
nonsense,
sure,
bro. That's
bro,
nonsense.
tons. Like, if you watch Survivor, all those guys lose weight too, but they're on an island and they're starving themselves. So the same
Yeah,
way you're just going to
malnutrition,
do,
man.
yeah, you're going to starve yourself in your home. I mean, you can might as well watch the show along with them. So it's just one of those things. But yeah, it's definitely an individual time frame, and
Hmm.
yeah, it all depends on goals. If they're looking, because I always tell people like you can healthily lose, I think max like what 2 pounds a week,
Yeah, it's like
and
a pound,
so
half pound to a pound. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I mean. If you're really really tweaking the diet and you are working hard and you are really focused 100%, like
Hmm.
it's you put the time in, you will get the reward.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's definitely an individual thing, and kind of hard
Hmm.
to give a specific timeline.
Yeah. So I always try to explain to people when it comes to getting in shape that every person is different, right? Like there
Yeah,
are people who were 300 plus pounds and started working out. They changed their diet, everything, and they lost like 20 pounds in like a
yeah,
week, which is crazy to think about. But it makes sense because they drastically changed their life. They changed their diet. They became a lot more physically active. So there was more taxing of their body. But just because a person lost 20 pounds in a week doesn't mean you do the exact same thing. Because unless
yeah,
you're 300 pounds yourself and you
yeah,
eat exactly the way they do, and you have the exact same genetics as them, it's not going to happen,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Everybody takes a different approach and it takes a different amount of time. I always try to bring up the FIT principle, the frequency, intensity, time, and type principle
yeah,
um, that you learn about because the fact is that that matters.
yeah,
How often you work out, the intensity level, the type of workouts you're doing, and the timing is so important, right?
definitely.
Every trainer will tell you whenever you go into a cut, like you know the cut is coming, and a part of you is like, man, I'm gonna be so hungry and I'm gonna be so
Yeah,
tired,
yeah,
right? I'm telling you, cuts are exhausting.
yeah,
They're exhausting, mentally draining, physically, but it's because you're purposefully taking calories away from yourself
yeah,
that you normally are consuming, and you're making your body adjust, right?
yeah,
So how long does it take? It depends on the person. It depends on the goals you have. And it depends on sort of your experience. Because, like
yeah.
Nigel said, some people are going to work out 2, maybe 3 times a week. Some people are going to work out 5 times a week. It depends on the person and it depends on what you're doing. So I would just
Hmm.
say consult a trainer, talk to somebody, um, figure out a smart, measurable, attainable, realistic, goal with the proper timing, and then
Yeah,
figure that out. Most people lose 30 pounds in like what 6 to 8 months. You know,
yeah,
that's like a pretty good time frame. Some people might lose 30 pounds in like 4 months. It just
yeah,
depends on the person, right?
yeah.
So
No,
you just gotta
absolutely.
do what's best for you, man. Do what's
Hmm.
best for you.
I agree. I think that's one of my favorite quotes and it's one of my favorite, bros. It's super blunt and it's rude, but it tells you the truth because you didn't get fat overnight, and you're not going to get fit overnight either.
Hmm.
It's just the reality of life, bro. So you got to put the time in, and I think that's where people need to understand sustainability, and
Hmm.
that going forward, this is a lifestyle changes. And people hear that all the time. So like, oh, it's so cheesy lifestyle. No, bro, for real. Like this is a lifestyle change. You
Exactly.
are choosing to live a healthier life so that when you're 70, 80, 90 years old, you can still get
Hmm.
up off the couch and move around, and you don't have
Yep.
to, like, going up the stairs doesn't require a nap afterwards, like
Hmm.
you want to be able to be functional in your skin for the rest of your life, because you only
Hmm.
have one body, bro, so you might as well take care of it.
Exactly. That's
So
very true.
yeah, man.
Okay, so that's gonna be the end of the video,
Hmm,
you guys. I want to thank Nigel again for being a part of it.
for
Another
sure, thank you.
awesome discussion. Make sure you guys go follow him, go show him some love, show him some support. You're on TikTok too now, right?
I am, but I won't lie to you, if I'm being totally transparent, I'll post my videos, I'll use the editing software because it's fire, and then I'll go and post them on Instagram right after that. So I have to fix some of my videos on TikTok real quick.
Okay. Yeah, so go follow him on Instagram. I
For
think you'll
sure.
figure out his TikTok soon.
Yeah,
Yeah, go message him. Go watch his videos. Very informative, great content he posts. And make sure you guys like the video and you subscribe so you can see more Nigel,
you
more
got it.
Alex, more Nisa, all those people. Let me know what you want to see in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys later.
Sounds
Peace.
good. Peace.